Hey everyone, this is Sean with Integrity Ranch. We just got these goats and sheep moved to a new paddock here. Got all my helpers with me. Rooster and the kids. I'll show you guys how good this Sericea Lespedeza is doing over here. Got some goats out in it, a bunch of babies out here in it, but this right here, this what it's what you call Sericea Lespedeza, and it is it's a really invasive plant. Every plant that comes up will drop 1,000 seeds a year, so it's super invasive. Goats like it, and goats can control it and eliminate it, but sheep, they'll browse at it a little bit. Cows will browse at it just a little bit when it's really young and vegetative, but it's very tough, and it can just really overtake a pasture. But I'm going to show you guys these here, and then I was going to go, I'll have to get on the quad and drive through the creek to the pasture that we just moved them from and show you guys what they'll do to some Sericea over there. This paddock here is a lot more overgrown than the one they just came from. So you can see them over here eating this multiflora rose, browsing on these oak leaves. They love these low branch oak leaves. So yeah, goats and sheep are looking good. These kids are really starting to grow. You know, they're a month old and they're just cranking. Some of them not that old. Some of them only be about 2 weeks old. So that's the goats here, and we'll go show you where they just came from. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm over here where we just pulled the goats and sheep out of. And you can see this all was Sericea Lespedeza. This Sericea would have been about a foot, 16 inches taller than it is now. And what it's doing is it's shading out all this other grass, and it actually puts off I don't know if you'd call it like a toxin or a chemical. This Sericea does to discourage any other grass to grow around it. So forgot exactly what it's called, but it's interesting how it'll pretty much just drown out the grass between shading it and the chemical that it puts out. And so it's hard to get any grass to really compete with it unless you can knock it back like this. You can see these old stems. We haven't brush hogged this pasture in a couple years, but you know, goats were in here for 2 days, and they really put a pretty good beating on this Sericea. There was a big patch here, and you know, you can see the grass is not overgrazed, so we didn't have to push them to really get them to do this. If this was just a solid herd of goats, we wouldn't have had to, I mean, there'd be a lot of grass left. We had sheep in here, so the sheep are gonna choose to work over this grass versus the Sericea and these clovers, whereas the goats are really focused on Sericea and then the brush. I don't know if you guys can see, and the trees there, all the leaves are about 6 feet up off the ground. These walnuts and oaks, there's some cedars throughout there that they obviously didn't eat, but they really like the low branches. Used to have some persimmon sprouts in here, and I'm not seeing any, so I think they've pretty much kept them clean. This is a big old Queen Anne's lace weed, and it's cleaned up. And so I don't know, guys, I get people always kind of, you know, giving you the weird look when you tell them you run goats, and they're always like, well, how do you keep them in, and you know, all that. But I feel like I get the most satisfaction when I move the goats, because they eliminate what I hate. I mean, the Sericea, all these nasty weeds, this brush, they do such a good job at that, better than the sheep. And you know, they give you a kid while doing it, or a couple kids. You know, goats sell really well, and so I don't know, I get rewarded pretty well with the goats. And if you respect the goat for what it's for, if you don't force a goat to be out here eating this grass, you let a goat browse, go after the brush and these invasives that a goat wants to go after, you won't have the issues keeping them in like most people talk about. So yeah, we've got sheep and goats here, but there's more goats in this herd than there is sheep. Versus our other herd, I call them, is more, it would be more a flock because it's more sheep than goats. So we're able to clean this lease piece up, because it was just run down when we got it. I mean, a lot of invasives, just really needed turned around. So being able to bring the goats and sheep here has done a really good job with that. Like I said, we haven't brush hogged in a couple years. This multiflora rose is really dying back. It's got some old in there, some old stems from when it was more of a bush, and now it's really dying back to just the 3 little shoots here. So by the end of the summer, that probably will be killed out. And if this place gets where there's not as much brush and weeds and browse for the goats and sheep, all we have to do is run cows here a little bit. Cows naturally are gonna bring up a little bit of weeds, some brush, and I don't know, we're not so focused on sheep and goats that we're just gonna run that on one piece forever. We'll bring cows in if we need to eat some grass. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys on the next one.